Was captured in Shamrock, Texas, and shows the intense rain and hail hitting the car. Jamie, I know here we are expected to see some strong storms move in tonight.
Yeah, the storm that we just saw right there, part of a line that has already made its way almost to I-35, and then that will continue east very quickly overnight tonight and move into our area. Now, the good news is that line of storms is likely going to weaken somewhat as it gets into our area. The bad news is it's still going to bring some strong winds, and I think that's going to be the main headline from overnight storms tonight in our area. Let's take a look outside right now on our tower camera. A little murky as we look off to the west from our Hy-Vee tower camera across downtown Springfield. And that fog, it's been light here in the Springfield area, but further east it has not. It's been very thick. In fact, right now in this hour, Branson reporting visibilities under 2 miles, but we've got visibilities under 1 mile in West Plains, and a dense fog advisory was posted earlier today for areas of south central Missouri. This is through 2 o'clock in the morning. So this is just one of the weather hazards that's ongoing at this time. Also still finding some areas of drizzle or light showers across many areas east of Highway 65. Now, as we broaden out the view, you can see this line of thunderstorms. It's well organized. Here's I-35 right there. And we've got one chunk of this line west of I-35. We've got another chunk that extends from Oklahoma City back down into north central areas of Texas. And that line will continue to quickly move off to the east. The individual storms racing off to the east-northeast at about 60 to 70 miles per hour. And of course, the reason why they're moving so quickly is because the storm that's generating that line of thunderstorms has a lot of wind energy associated with it. And that's why when we take a look at the storm reports from today, most of what we find are damaging wind reports or wind damage. There have been a few tornadoes reported here in western Kansas. Also, I think west and southwest of Oklahoma City, it looks like we've had a few tornadoes which have actually touched down. But I think as the night progresses, it's not going to be a tornado threat that moves into our area. It's going to be that threat for very strong winds. Looks like the threat timing for us is going to be after midnight. The risk does look pretty enhanced because this is going to be a widespread wind event. And again, I think the mode of severe weather will be strong winds. Now, you can see how the line looks to weaken. This is midnight tonight. Here's I-49. So that line is approaching I-49 at that point. It continues east to about Highway 65 by about 2 o'clock in the morning. So I would expect strong winds here in the Springfield area around 2 a.m. And then that line will continue to track east of Highway 63 between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning and move out of the area well before sunrise. Now, when the line moves through your area, we're going to have strong winds ahead of that line. We're going to have strong winds behind that line. But along the line itself, as that line moves through, I do think, gusts of 50 to 60 miles per hour, I think, is going to be pretty common. Gusts of maybe 60 to 65 miles per hour, I think we're going to see some of that, especially along and west of Highway 65. And I can't rule out the possibility of locally stronger wind gusts to 70 miles per hour. Now, tomorrow looks quieter. We will have some lingering cloud cover here closer to central Missouri, and then that will pivot out of the area as we work through the afternoon. Rainfall totals, that's not really the story with this storm because these storms will move through so quickly. Looks like generally 1/4 inch or less. Now, in the wake of tonight's storminess, it will stay windy into Monday. We have a wind advisory in effect through noon Monday. Gusts of 40 to 50 miles per hour expected through that time frame. The wind should ease as we work through Monday afternoon. Temperatures tomorrow morning will dip into the mid to upper 40s before rebounding into the 60s. Looks like about 66 for a high. Very mild on Tuesday, last day of February, a high of about 71 in Springfield. A little cooler on Wednesday, the first day of March. And I want to show you this. Winter's not done with us just yet. We've got a storm that may track along a favorable path, and it may be intense enough to cause rain in our area to change over to a wet snow early Friday. It's still early, but that is something that we're going to be keeping a close eye on as we work through this work week. You can see temperatures do get colder as that storm moves through and then begin to rebound next week. Sydney?
Thanks, Jamie.